Hello, anybody, somebody, nobody, whoever may never see this. This is Z Alexander Faust, the Whiff. Come back to some more Warhammer 40k. This time I'm going to be covering Iron Hands, the debatably number 1 and number 2 army in the game next to Imperial Fist. Sorry, that was a joke. Imperial Guard. They are very spooky right now because you can just stay in Devastator's Doctrine forever. And they are just obnoxious because of that. Without further ado, let me go into it. I have 3 5-man Devastator squads. Now, I was thinking about bringing more, but I think this is more optimal build. So it just has those base kit. So if they get any damage besides the sergeant, you will have to just throw it on the regular dudes. 2 things of 5-man eradicators with multi-meltas and the heavy melta rifle, because they're just not going to get punished. It doesn't say it here, but they have the heavy melta rifle for moving and firing and total obliteration. So it's just a stupid amount of shots. Now, because the flyer change, these flyers are going to start off the field. That means they can't be shot. Because the Devastator change, that means your entire army, the entire game, is going to have reroll hits of 1, including the Fire Raptors. And it's Devastator, so all of their heavy weapons, which it's ×2 for the Twin Lasgun and the Quad Heavy Bolter, is going to have extra AP. These things are insane. You also have an Infiltrator because they're so good. And, you know, a big threat for this army is just being deep striked and charged on. And so that's why I also have some Servitors here, because, you know, 30 points for a squad of 4, not that bad for also doing the same job these Infiltrators do. And they can also push up and hold an objective, so if my opponent doesn't soak into them, then I'm going to control an objective. It's very annoying, very lovely. The Lieutenant here is to give the Devastators and the Eradicators reroll wounds of 1, because I otherwise don't get that. And so you don't need a Captain, so you just need a Lieutenant. There is a weird change right now where Primaris Lieutenants and Captains cost cheaper than their counterparts. You can do more with their counterparts, but they're base kit cheaper. So if you just need them for just their aura, just get the Primaris. It's 5 points cheaper. It's very odd, and they're 5 wounds instead of 4. He does have the Relic for Vox Aspirinum and Tactical Precision. That's to give other bonuses for shooting, so you can target one thing and they'll it doesn't have to be core, so you can target the Fire Raptors even, and it'll get a free reroll hit, wound, and damage. And it makes his aura 9 inches, so that way he can buff more things on it. They don't have to be castled as hard, which is very nice. It gives you more options. This army is disgusting for just the amount of, not necessarily control, but just damage output. Imperial Guard has more control, and some other armies have more control. But this has pretty good control and damage output. Your opponent has to come to you, and you just have an absurd amount of meltas. It's this and Sisters, Ardent Shroud, and Salamanders that just have a disgusting amount of melta. A few other things in the game have a lot of melta, but like, it's these big 3, and this one makes the best use of it. It is just so obnoxious right now. If you want to win a game, you just grab this list and go play with it. And because of, again, the rules changes for Arcs of Omen for strategic reserves, putting your planes in reserves are free, and because they're aircraft, they can come in from any table edge. It doesn't have to be yours. So your opponent it will be highly unlikely they can completely void you out of placement for these aircraft. They're going to be placed on the field somewhere. And they're probably going to have line of sight, and they're probably going to be able to delete some shit for all the stupid-ass good shooting that they have. And because they have non-melta shooting, you don't actually have to waste quote-unquote melta on stuff that doesn't need it. You can just do your strength 5 shooting instead. And if you need to shoot something that has a good invul and / good save, and it's not going to change much with high AP, then you have all that quad heavy bolter to spend. Now, I am a successor chapter for my list. I have Master Artisans, so you can also reroll another hit roll. Very nice for all the 2s. And then the Stealthy, because the gunships will benefit from Stealthy, along with your other dudes if you're not able to get full light cover. So as long as your opponent for round 1 is far away from you, which they probably will be, you're going to get light cover for most of your army. So it's going to make them a bit tankier, which they very much need that, because this is a bit of a glass cannon build, but damn, it's a fucking glass cannon to be feared and respected. With that said, if you want this, go check in the description below. I have this and every other faction army in my Google Drive link there. Please like, share, and subscribe to these videos. I do this as a hobby, and it makes my day when I see good-natured feedback, comments, and people enjoying it. And with that said, game on, gamers. Take care. Bye.